All right, gather round the campfire, folks, and let me tell you about a year so grim, so full of misery and woe, that many call it the worst year to be alive. That year was 536 AD, a time when the world seemed to be falling apart at the seams. Picture this: it's the middle of the 6th century and life's already tough enough. But then, out of nowhere, a mysterious fog rolls in, dark and thick. It blankets Europe, the Middle East, and parts of Asia, and it doesn't lift for 18 long months. The sun turns dim, giving off as much light as the moon. Imagine trying to get through your day with that gloomy twilight hanging over you. This wasn't just any ordinary fog, it was volcanic ash. You see, somewhere around 536, a massive volcanic eruption, likely in Iceland, spewed so much ash into the atmosphere that it created this global haze. Crops failed, temperatures plummeted, and people went hungry. It was the start of a mini ice age. Now, when the crops fail, famine follows. In Ireland, historical records talk about a failure of bread from the years 536-539. People were starving everywhere, struggling to find enough food to survive. The Byzantine historian Procopius wrote that during this time, the sun gave forth its light without brightness, like the moon, during the whole year. As if that wasn't bad enough, this period also saw the outbreak of the Justinian plague in 541. This plague, named after the Byzantine Emperor Justinian, was one of the deadliest pandemics in history. It swept through the Eastern Roman Empire, killing millions. Some say it wiped out nearly half of Europe's population. Imagine dealing with a plague while already weakened by years of famine and cold. It was a truly desperate time. Trade routes crumbled, economies faltered, and societies teetered on the brink. People couldn't understand what was happening. They looked to the heavens and saw only darkness and despair. The worst part was, they had no idea when or if it would ever end. In China, too, there were reports of unusual cold and snow during the summertime. The crops failed there as well, leading to widespread famine and suffering. The Sui dynasty chronicles mention yellow dust falling like snow, another sign of the volcanic ash spreading across the globe. This wasn't just a local catastrophe, it was a global one. The world was connected by these shared disasters, even if the people didn't know it. They all faced the same struggle to survive. By the time the sun finally reappeared in all its glory, the world was a different place. The years that followed were still harsh, but at least the light had returned. The survivors carried on, as people always do, rebuilding their lives from the ashes of that terrible year. So whenever you think times are tough, just remember the folks who lived through 536 AD. They faced darkness, cold, famine, and plague, yet somehow humanity endured. Their resilience is a testament to the strength and endurance of the human spirit, even in the very worst of times.